Hi there and welcome into the Cougars Sports Network as we get ready for softball here on spring break week. The College of the Canyons Cougars and the Antelope Valley Marauders here from Whitten Field in Santa Clarita. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougars Sports Network. Well, COC trying to find another win. They're 11-15 on the year. It's been a little bit of a struggle for the Lady Cougars at times this season, trying to get themselves even further up in the race for the WSC-South title. Cougars have lost 3 in a row. Luckily, 2 of those 3 have been against non-conference opponents, as they lost a doubleheader to Orange Coast on the 29th on Saturday. Their last time out in the WSC South, they lost 9-1 to Citrus in 5 innings. Fell to 3-3 on the conference season. Today's starter, Nicole Murrow, was the starter for that game. She's actually started and been the pitcher of record in the last 6 contests for COC. She's 2-4 in those 6 games, as she's trying to pick up a win here today for what would be the 6th time this year. Murrow 5-9 on the season with an 85.1 ERA, 111 hits allowed, 105 runs with 82 of them earned, 81 walks, 19 strikeouts, 6.73 ERA with a 3.13 average against her this year. She is in the circle to start things off for COC, as the Cougars will face the following lineup for Cindy Vargas and the Antelope Valley Marauders. Natalia Hernandez will lead things off, playing third base today. Then Natasha Arroyo, the second baseman, in the 2 spot. Cadence Crampton, the DP, in the 3 spot. Then Kylie's in the left fielder batting cleanup. Jolene Miramontes, the right fielder, in the 5 spot. Jada Williams playing first base and batting 6th. Emily Centeno, the shortstop, and batting 7th. Denise Carrillo, the catcher, in the 8th spot. And Angelina Quezada, the center fielder, batting 9th, with Helena Laura, the flex, and in the circle today for Antelope Valley, as we are just about ready to get underway here on this Tuesday afternoon, a little later than the scheduled start time of 2:30 p.m. It is spring break here on the campus of College of the Canyons, so it's kind of a skeleton crew. It's maybe the most empty I've seen the campus in quite some time, maybe since the pandemic. So not a lot going on here today, just some softball. We're the only show in town for this one, as we are just about ready to get underway. A 2-game week here on the Cougar Sports Network, as baseball will play on Thursday in a conference matchup against LA Mission College, as Murrow's first pitch to Hernandez misses up and away, and we are underway. 5 minutes later, the scheduled start at 2:35 p.m., the first pitch. Beautiful, bright, sunny day here in Santa Clarita. If you're joining us from outside the Southern California area, it was a rainy weekend last weekend. Had quite a bit of rain down here, but 76 degrees and perfect here today, with very little wind to speak of so far. This ball popped up foul and will get out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strike count here to Hernandez. Hernandez, a .375 hitter, 4 home runs, 17 RBI for Antelope Valley College this season. She takes that pitch up and away. Hernandez tied for the team lead in home runs, 2nd on the team in RBI on the year. She has been a tough out with that .375 average, as she fouls that one right into the screen. So this ball hit on the ground towards short, fire to first in time, as Petretti able to scoop it up. Hernandez retired, 1 away. So 6-3 for the first out. Natasha Arroyo coming to the plate. Second baseman batting .339 on the year with 2 home runs and 14 runs batted in. First pitch from Beba gets back to the screen, or from Murrow, excuse me, gets back to the screen. One ball, one strike to count here. Arroyo, second baseman, standing in on the right side. Delivery misses away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Arroyo, 25 starts in 26 games this year, 20 hits in 59 at-bats, 5 extra base hits, 3 of those doubles, and those 2 home runs we mentioned at the start of the at-bat. As she takes that pitch over the inside corner for a called strike, makes it 2-2. For Murrow, as we said, she's lost her last 3 starts. She's started the last 6 games for COC, or been the pitcher of record in the last 6 games for COC this year. Making what is her 12th start of the season. That pitch misses up and away. The count is full here to Hernandez. For Murrow, did pitch against Antelope Valley in their game on the 7th, an 8-7 win for the Marauders. Went 4 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 6 runs, but only 1 earned as this one fouled away. And we'll keep the count at 3-2 as a battle here. One of her better outings of the season when you look at those numbers. Just could not come away with the win, was kind of hampered by the COC offense not putting enough to help her out as this one popped up on the infield. Picor, Petretti, and Murrow all around it, and Petretti the one that finishes it off 2 away. And really, actually, Cougars had a 7-6 lead late, and it was Lexi Angulo that came in and actually picked up the loss in that contest. So 2 up, 2 down. Crampton coming to the plate. .422 average on the year. The home run and 13 runs batted in, hitting out of the 3 spot for Antelope Valley. Her 24th start in as many games this season. She fouls this one straight back over our heads. And luckily not off of our small little umbrella canopy or the laptop, so you can continue to enjoy the game as we enjoy it as well. No balls and 1 strike here to Crampton. She hits this one out into center field. Ryan Shepard patrolling will make the play, and that'll end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Nicole Murrow. A nice start for the Cougar freshman as she retires the side in order. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Half an inning in the books. COC coming out of the plate with no score. As the Cougar lineup, a little different than what we're used to seeing here at Whitten Field. As missing one very important player, not in the lineup today, but the lineup will look like this. Ryan Shepard will lead things off, the center fielder. Then Alexia Mejia, the second baseman, in the 2 spot. Brooke Petretti in the 3 spot. Then Paige Pecor hitting cleanup. Followed by Gigi Garcia, the catcher, in the 5 spot. Lily Bagat, the left fielder, in the 6 spot. Lexi Angulo playing first and hitting 7th. Nicole Murrow, the pitcher, in the 8 spot. Then Haley Neal, the DP, batting 9th. And Nyla Beba, the right fielder, is the flex day. The Cougars going without Kate Garcia, who's their team leader in average this year, team leader in RBIs, team leader in home runs. Not starting today. Garcia, of course, missed the first couple games of the season. Has been on a tear as of late, batting .486, so that's a tough miss in the lineup for COC. As they'll try and work without her today, as Helena Laura will get the start for Antelope Valley. 3-7 on the year with a 62 innings pitched, 58 hits, 46 runs, 37 of them against her earned, 40 walks, 69 strikeouts with a 4.18 ERA. Opposing hitters hitting just .239 against her, which is a very, very solid average, all things considered, as she will get the start here today for Antelope Valley. COC's head coach is John Wismass, sitting on 398 wins, trying to get to 400 here as a COC Cougar head coach. Of course, was at Butte College for a little over 10 years, I believe, and we were trying to do the numbers. We can't quite find records from his time at Butte from '97 to when he took over here at College of the Canyons, but we've got to imagine he's up near 500 or more wins with the 398 here. I was looking for another one here today as we get things started. First pitch to Ryan Shepard, in for a called strike, and the home half of the first inning is underway. Shepard this season, .315, no home runs, 9 RBI. Takes that pitch on the inner half for a called strike, makes it 0-2. So Shepard waits on the 0-2. This one fouled back into the screen. We'll do it again. Shepard wasn't expected to be a starter when the season started. Of course, she played on the women's soccer team, and early on in the year was not looked at as a starter, but has started 20 games now this season and has really been the go-to leadoff hitter for COC as of late. Really just worked her backside off to get herself into a position to start and play. And one thing we know Ryan does very, very well, and one of the reasons why she's in there, she runs very well. Very tough to get out when she puts the ball in play on the ground. And if she gets on base, part of John Wisma's strategy, run a lot, and she is definitely the leader in that for COC this year. You look for Shepard, 18 stolen bases on 21 attempts. For the Cougars, 84 stolen bases on 99 attempts this year. You have 5 different ladies with 10 or more steals. So it's been a run-heavy offense when they do get on base, as Shepard fouls this one away again, and the count will stay at 2-2. So good little battle here. Shepard trying to keep things in order. She's down on strikes as Laura picks up her 70th strikeout of the season, one away. So one down for Alexi Mejia will come to the plate. Mejia this year, 200 average with 6 RBIs, no home runs on her record this year. She's done a good job at second base, has started all 27 games now for COC. And she's really been the everyday second baseman and done a very nice job in there for her defense, mostly getting the opportunity to hit here today. For the Cougars, 8-6 at home this year. So Mejia fouls this one away, and it's 0-2. Antelope Valley has struggled on the road, 4-8 this season. It's the 27th game for each team this year. So Mejia down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts to open the ball game for Laura, as she gets Shepard and Mejia both swinging. 2 down, and Brooke Petretti will come to the plate. Petretti has fallen on a little bit of a struggle. Was hot to start the year. Kind of ran into a little bit of a slump, but trying to break out of it now. As Petretti batting .395 with no home runs and 17 RBI. One ball and one strike to count here to Petretti. That one down in the dirt makes it 2-1. Solid count here for Petretti at 3 balls and 1 strike.
Petretti,
17 RBIs, third on the team in runs batted in this year, behind the Garcias, Kate Garcia and Gigi Garcia. She waits on the 3-1. She'll take a walk, and we have our first base runner of the ball game. So the Cougars with a runner on here. Petretti walks. And a 2-out base runner for College of the Canyons. Petretti, 10 stolen bases on 12 attempts. Here's Paige Pecor. Pecor as well. Both her and Petretti early on in the year were red hot, almost unstoppable. We've kind of slowed down a little bit, now trying to pick things back up. Petretti batting .348 on the year. She hits this one out in the left field for a base hit. And the Cougars with 2 on here in the first, as Petretti has the first hit of the ball game. For Petretti, her 35th hit to lead the team this season. Or excuse me, Pecor has the hit, her 25th hit of the season. Sorry, Petretti had the walk, Pecor had the hit. And now Gigi Garcia comes to the plate. Garcia in her sophomore season was a huge contributor last year as a freshman. Now hits with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, takes a called strike. The Cougars this year have not been the best with runners in scoring position. For Garcia, though, she's done a decent job batting .375 with 9 RBIs. Hitting .500 with 2 outs as she hits this one down the line in right, and it just goes foul. So it stays no balls and 2 strikes here to Garcia. She waits on the pitch, lifts it in the air, and that one gets down for a base hit. A run will come home, and the Cougars have a 1-0 lead on a looping fly ball base hit from Gigi Garcia. And Canyons, or scratch that, play was made, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the screen just like you are. I thought the ball got down with the way everybody moved around, but Garcia flies out, and that'll end the inning. So unfortunately for me, where our camera angle sits, I don't always have the best view, so we apologize for that. But the Cougars leave 2 on here in the first. Or actually, they did get a run. You know what? Let's stay right here and let's figure out what happened. I think, if I'm just a guessing man, that Garcia didn't have a base hit. Petretti did score. And I want to say that Pecor might have been thrown out at third. Let's take a look. But right now the scoreboard reads 1-0 COC. We'll have that detail for you here in just a moment as we go to the second. And actually, they say Pecor was out at the plate, so I was trying to look through crowd instead of looking at the screen, which is what I should have been doing. Either way, the Cougars get a run on a base hit from Gigi Garcia. Her 23rd RBI of the year. COC with a 1-0 lead as we go to the second here from Whitten Field. Can't always be perfect. If I was, I would be at Dodger Stadium. I would not be here, and that's okay. I like being here. It's all good. So we go to the second inning now. As Murrow will face Zinn, Miramontes, and Williams. Zinn batting .347 on the year. So the Cougars find themselves with a 1-0 lead. Kylie Zinn, 4 home runs, 22 RBI. Tied for the team lead in home runs this year for Antelope Valley. Zinn hits this one on the ground. Petretti picks and fires. Moving to her right in the hole, makes the play one away. Good defensive start for the Lady Cougars, who have made 33 errors on the season. It's been a sore subject at times for COC. It's cost them a few games here and there. As Zinn retired 6-3, and Jolene Miramontes, who's batting .403 with a home run and 19 RBI, come to the plate. Murrow gets her to lift this one in the air. And Mejia, the second baseman, on the infield makes the catch, 2 down. So 2 quick outs here in the second inning. As Murrow, cruising so far, has retired 5 in a row. That one in for a called strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Williams. And Petretti walks her. That's been an issue for Brooke this year, or excuse me, Murrow. I said Petretti and I meant Murrow. Boy, my brain is on overdrive right now. Anyway, for Murrow, that's been an issue this year. 81 walks coming into the game, make it 82 now. Her first walk of the day issued, and now Emily Centeno will come to the plate. Centeno 261 with a home run and 13 RBI. As a 2-out base runner here for Antelope Valley in the second, trailing by 1. So this ball popped up on the infield, playable for Mejia, and Murrow able to work around the 2-out walk. She gets Centeno and Miramontes both to pop up on the infield, gets Zinn to ground out to start the inning off. At the end of 1.5, COC with a 1-0 lead here from Whitten Field at College of the Canyons.
College of the Canyons is always ready when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougars athletics programs offer a great college experience. Take control of your athletic future at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Welcome back to College of the Canyons as we get ready for the second inning here from Whitten Field, COC, and Bakersfield. As the Cougars with a 1-0 lead. For COC, it'll be Bangat, Angulo, and Murrow to hit here. As Bangat takes a called strike. Lee 300 with no home runs, 12 RBIs this year. The Cougars have not been a home run team. Really, 4 home runs on the season, 3 of them from Kate Garcia and 1 from Haley Neal. The offense has been predicated on the ability to get on and run. That is where COC and John Wismath's squad has made their money this year in terms of ability to pick up wins. And that's also where they've hurt themselves at times this year, as they just have not been able to drive the ball around and create that gigantic inning with the power. It's really been we got to manufacture runs and scratch and claw victories out. As Bangat down on strikes, already the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Laura. There's 1 away here in the 2nd inning. Lexi Angulo now stepping in, 264 in the season with 9 runs batted in. First pitch swinging, fouls it away. As we said, an absolutely gorgeous day in terms of the weather. Little bit of wind kind of blowing from right to left in the outfield, but mostly settled. As Angulo pops this one up out into right center field, and coming along is the center fielder Quezada to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. It's a really slick play from Quezada on a ball that kind of hung up there. Looked like it was going to be trouble, but she's able to gather on the run, reaching down and make the catch for the 2nd out. Here's the pitcher, Nicole Murrow. Murrow batting 148 on the season. So that one missed by Murrow. No balls and 2 strikes. Murrow waits on the pitch. Misses down and away. Talked about Laura already with now 3 strikeouts on the day, up over 70 strikeouts on the season. She's done that very well this year. So Murrow able to lay off that, work the count to 2-2. She sets down Murrow on strikes, and we'll finish that thought the next time Laura's back out there. 4 strikeouts on the ball game for her. Cougars go quietly in the 2nd. Still 1-0 COC here from Whitten Field.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's going to go. So
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his 2nd pick with me, because I'm starved.
Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Top half of the third we go. Carrillo, Quesada, and Hernandez, the scheduled hitters for Antelope Valley. Just 2 hits in the ballgame, both from COC in the first. And that's where we stand with a 1-0 COC lead here on this Tuesday afternoon. A lot of games on the schedule upcoming. As we said, Thursday baseball in action against Mission College, LA Mission, 2:30 on Mike Gillespie Field. Next week, we're actually going to do the opposite, the reverse. LA Mission College here for softball on Tuesday and baseball on Friday against Antelope Valley. In the following week, another 2 games sent with a fun one on the 16th. As Cougars will take on LA Valley College, which is always an interesting matchup. As we honor Michelle Jenkins that day, the team room will be christened with her name, longtime supporter of COC Athletics, longtime member of College of the Canyons as well. It's a good pitch from Murrow. She sets down Carrillo on strikes, her first strikeout of the ballgame. Two balls and no strikes here to Quesada, 286 hitter with 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in on the season. Falls behind 3-0 here to Quesada. That one in for a strike will keep Quesada at the plate. Angelina, 6 walks, 8 strikeouts on the season. Gets on with a 1-out walk. This ball chopped in front of the mound. Murrow tries to go to second, but the throw is out into center field. And Antelope Valley with 2 on now. As the Cougars commit an error here. An errant throw by Murrow. So Antelope Valley now in business with 2 on and 1 away. Chance to try and get that run back here with Arroyo, followed by Crampton coming up, the heart of the order for Antelope Valley. Murrow's kind of lost her rhythm. Retired the first 5, then walked Williams, but got Centeno to pop out to end the inning. Started the inning with a strikeout of Carrillo, but a walk and an error. This ball popped up on the infield. Mejia will make the catch for the second out. So that's a good pitch from Murrow that time. Big time pitcher's pitch to get an out that does not do any damage. The runners don't move anywhere. So now Crampton will come to the plate. Flew out to center field her last time up. Takes a called strike. Good pitch from Murrow that time. This ball fouled away. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here to Crampton. 2 on here for Antelope Valley. Murrow's pitch found straight back to the screen. We'll do it again. Continuing the battle here. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Crampton with 2 away and 2 on for Antelope Valley. Trying to find a tying game and tie it at 1. This ball lifted in the air towards shallow left field. Coming in is Baggett. She'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Murrow gives up a hit and then an error, but gets out of trouble as she gets a pop-up from Arroyo and a pop-up to left field from Crampton to end the threat. 2.5 in the books. COC with a 1-0 lead here from Whitten Field.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us. Comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
One away here in the third as Haley Neal getting an at-bat today. 246 hitter struck out to start the inning. And now Shepard in there pops this one up on the infield. And she's retired for the second out. So 2 up, 2 down. 5 strikeouts in the ballgame for Laura. And Alexia Mejia coming to the plate. Mejia struck out in her only at-bat of the ballgame. That went in for a called strike, makes it 1-1. This ball lifted in the air towards the pitcher's circle, and pretty easy play for Laura as she makes the catch. So 3 up, 3 down here in the third for COC. Both teams held scoreless in the last 2 innings, but it's the Cougars with a 1-0 lead as we head to the fourth here from Whitten Field. Top half of the fourth we go. Zinn, Miramontes, and Williams the scheduled hitters. Antelope Valley without a hit so far in the ball game. Murrow has worked around some traffic. A 2-out walk, a 1-out walk, and an error. But so far has been solid around the strike zone today. This one fouled away. Marauders, as we said, still looking for their first hit of the ball game. But it only takes one swing to change the complexion of the game, really. If you're Antelope Valley, as it's just a 1-0 COC lead. Ball just gets out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Zinn, who grounded to short her last time up. Down on strikes. Good pitch from Murrow that time. Elevates the fastball up in the zone. Second strikeout of the day for Nicole Murrow. 1 away here in the 4th inning. As Jolene Miramontes, who popped out to second base in the second, comes to the plate. Murrow, 2 strikeouts and 2 walks in the ball game. But as we said, has had one of her better starts of the season here so far. No hits through 4 innings. Only 2 hits in the ballgame for either side. Both came back in the first. 1 ball and 1 strike to count from Murrow to Miramontes. This has been a traditional pitcher's duel as this ball lifted down the line and left. That'll get down for the first hit of the ball game for Antelope Valley. A softly hit little blooper out to left that's hit where nobody's standing, and the Marauders have broken up the no-hitter after 3 1/3. Miramontes the first hit of the ball game for AVC. And a base runner here in the 4th as Jada Williams comes to the plate. Williams will walk her last plate appearance. Stands in with a runner on first base. Two balls and 1 strike to count here. As Williams from the left side stands and waits. Gigi Garcia trying to frame that pitch for a strike, but well off the plate from our angle. 3 balls, 1 strike. A runner at first base with 1 away here in the 4th inning, and the Cougars clinging to a 1-0 lead in this WSC contest. 3rd walk of the ball game issued. 2nd time Williams has been on with a walk, and now Antelope Valley in business as they were an inning ago. 2 on, less than 2 outs. This time with Centeno coming to the plate. Centeno popped up on the infield her last time up. Swings and pops this one up on the infield again. And again, Alexia Mejia there to make the catch for the 2nd out. So for the 2nd time today, Centeno coming up with a runner on. And she pops it up on the infield on the right side for the 2nd out. So 2 down and Denise Carrillo coming to the plate. Struck out her last at bat. And Murrow trying to make it back-to-back innings, getting out of some trouble with 2 on and less than 2 outs. First pitch misses for a ball. Carrillo just 6 hits and 20 at-bats this season. Coming into today with only 1 extra base hit. She pops this one up on the infield, and Murrow making the play out of the circle. And again, Nicole Murrow, after giving up a hit and a walk, putting 2 on with less than 2 outs, does the job, gets out of trouble. Antelope Valley strands 2 more. We go to the home half of the 4th inning. As the wind all of a sudden picks up here with COC on a 1-0 lead.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the Shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
Canyons still clinging to a 1-0 lead as it'll be Petretti, Picor, and Garcia, the scheduled hitters for the Cougars here in their half of the 4th inning. So here's Petretti. Walked and scored the only run of the ball game back in the first inning on the RBI hit from Gigi Garcia, where the Cougars kind of ran themselves out of the inning. Garcia, that little looping single out to right center field. Picor tried to score on it as well and was cut down at the plate. You know, aggression is often welcomed by John Wismath, but sometimes can get you into some troubles. This one popped up on the infield, and it goes in and out of the glove of the second baseman, Arroyo. First error of the ball game on Antelope Valley, and now the Cougars with a base runner on an error on the fly ball on the infield. And Petretti now at first with Picor coming up, who singled. This was the part of the order that did damage for the Cougars, just their second time through here facing Laura in this fourth inning. Petretti this year, 10 for 12 on the bases. Antelope Valley has allowed 25 of 27 attempts this year as they have struggled to throw runners out. And we'll see if John Wismath decides to try and put something on here with Picor at the plate. Picor just fouls it straight back to the screen on a big cut. Letting his heart of the order do their job right now, trying to let him get a big inning for COC. As Picor behind 0-2. She's down on 3 pitches. Good pitch from Laura. Sets down Picor on strikes. 6 strikeouts in the ball game for Helena Laura. One away, and Gigi Garcia, who had the RBI single, comes to the plate. Garcia was a little looping single with 2 strikes. She battled her way through it. Another 2-out RBI for her on the year. She's got 10 of them now, and they're just going to opt to put her. Oh, no, never mind. I thought they were putting her on. She was throwing something down the first base side. It looks like it's her sliding pad that was maybe coming out of her back pocket. Threw me off a little bit. So she stands in. I was going to say an odd spot to put Garcia on, but it's going to be a little unconventional, but it is not. So I didn't think Cindy Vargas was that unconventional in terms of that. Garcia hitting .390 on the year. Fouls this one off to the right. It was into the screen. Play was made by the first baseman, Williams, but a heads-up job by Brooke Petretti to hustle her way down to second base. And so it's an out on Garcia. She pops out on the infield. Petretti moves up to second base, and now there's 2 away, and the Cougars have a chance to try and drive in another 2-out run. As Lily Baggett, it was a strikeout her last time, comes to the plate. So far, Laura's gotten through 2 of the 3 of the heart of the order right now for COC, and it's just 1 pitch away from getting out of this without any trouble after the error. Should be already out of the inning, if not for the error from Arroyo, which was the 36th of the year on Antelope Valley. This one fouled back to the screen. 0-2 now. I got strikeout last time up. Base hit scores Petretti. Is this one lined up the middle to center field for a base hit? Charging was Quesada, but she couldn't come up cleanly. Would have been a tight play at the plate nonetheless. But the Cougars have a 2-out RBI off the bat of Lily Baggett and a 2-0 lead here in the 4th. So twice Petretti has gotten on, twice Petretti has scored. A 2-out single does the job for COC. And the Cougars going to opt to run here for Lily Baggett, as Lena Alcaraz will run. Alcaraz hasn't had a lot of opportunities this year. Has played in 7 games, only 1 start. Hasn't stolen a base, but does have a bit of speed underneath her. Is now Lexi Angulo coming into the plate. So 2 out RBIs for COC today, 2 of them. Cougars 58 2-out RBIs this year. Or excuse me, actually I don't have that number. I'm trying to look for it. This ball fouled away. Thought I had that number. Let's keep a look. Stretch that, 43 2-out RBIs on the season. I had that number, and I did. 1 ball and 1 strike as Angulo with a big hack misses. That's the difference so far here today is the 2-out RBIs. Angulo waits on the 1-2 from Laura down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runs in for COC, 1 in the first and 1 here in the 4th. Cougars with a 2-0 lead now. Angulo trying to keep the inning going as she hits this one softly in the air on the infield towards Centeno, who just cruises over and catches it easily for the 3rd out. But the Cougars get 1 on a 2-out RBI from Lily Bag out on a base hit to center field. We go to the 5th inning here from Whitten Field, and College of the Canyons holding a 2-0 lead over Antelope Valley here on this near perfect Tuesday afternoon.
At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now.
Quesada, Hernandez, and Arroyo, the scheduled hitters for Antelope Valley here in the top half of the 5th inning. Canyons with a 2-0 lead now. Doubled it last inning. Led 1-0 after the first. Got a 2-out hit from Lily Bang to score Brooke Petretti. Make it 2-0 COC, and that's where we stand at the moment. Two balls and 2 strikes to count to Quesada, who walked in her only plate appearance. Murrow sets down Quesada on strikes. Third strikeout of the day for Murrow. Natalia Hernandez. Natalia Hernandez, excuse me, coming to the plate, one away. Hernandez 0 for 2. Grounded to short, reached on a fielder's choice, and was stranded in the third. Murrow into the fifth here today. So this ball popped up on the infield. Murrow going to call for it and make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Here in the fifth inning. As we go to Natasha Arroyo now. Murrow, over her last 6 outings, has gone 5 or more innings 4 times. Trying to do that again today. That one in for a called strike. She only went 3 innings against Orange Coast, 3 1/3 against Citrus. As we said, she's lost her last 3. The Cougar offense just has not been there. So this one popped up. Cougars just 5 runs in those 3 losses combined. Not scored more than 2 runs since a 13-8 win over Bakersfield here at Whitten Field on the 26th. So that one fouled back into the screen. We'll do it again. Petretti the winner, and that one went 7. Walked 3, struck out 2. Already today, a strikeout offer season high in a game of 4, which came against Antelope Valley in that loss back on the 7th of March. Cougars lost 8-7 in that ball game. It's a 2-2 pitch here. Swung on and missed, but it gets by Garcia. Throw to first, not going to be in time. So it's a strikeout and an error. And it will be her 4th strikeout of the ball game. So she's tied her season high of 4. Fortunately, that one doesn't go down as an out. Instead, it's a 2-out base runner for Antelope Valley here. And now Murrow has to work against Crampton, who's 0 for 2, is flown out to center and flown out to left. Marauders don't run a lot, not really in their game plan. 7 of 9 on the bases this year. Crampton, 27 hits and 64 at-bats. Coming into today, she swings through the 2-0. So now 27 of 66. 6 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and 13 RBIs. Only 6 strikeouts this year. Her OPS is 1.131. She's well ahead. On base percentage of .506 this year, a slugging of .625. So now a big spot with 2 away and a runner at first base on a 3-1 pitch. Murrow walks her. And now Antelope Valley with 2 on once again. 4th walk of the ball game for Murrow. And now Kylie Zinn, who struck out and grounded short, comes to the plate. So Zinn with a chance to try and get Antelope Valley in the ball game here, trailing 2-0. 2 outs and 2 on. Marauders have been in this spot the last 3 innings. And have have come away empty-handed. They've actually been in a better spot in the third and the fourth. 2 outs or 2 on and 1 out. Couldn't come away with anything. Now trying to get a 2-out hit here and at least pick up a run. Zinn way ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. So Murrow a little rattled after the strikeout in the pass ball. That would have been the 3rd out of the inning. Instead, she comes back with a 2-0 fastball for a strike on the outer half. Murrow set for a 2-2, fouled up the third base, or 2-1, fouled up the third base line for a 2-2 count now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. 2-0 COC. Here in the 5th. We'll do it again. Nearly deuce is wild, as the late great Vin Scully would have said. Died on this day in 2022, actually, Vin Scully. Long-time announcer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Was with the team from their Brooklyn days all the way out through Los Angeles, and was one of the best to ever do it. This one popped up, playable on the infield for the shortstop. Petretti makes the catch, and Murrow out of trouble once again. With 2 on, works around it. We go to the home half of the 5th, and the Cougars still with a 2-0 lead over Antelope Valley here from Whitten Field.
Now she want a photo, you already know though. You only live once, that's the motto. Get yellow and we bout it every day, every day, every day. Maybe sitting on the bench, but we don't really play every day, every day. When anybody say can't sin cause the money in the way, real. What's up? One.
So we go to the bottom half of the 5th. Laura still in there. Now it'll be Murrow, Neal, and Shepard, the scheduled hitters. Murrow trying to help herself get the inning started for COC. Laura has not pitched bad. She's only given up 3 hits. Been burned by an error on what should have been a sure out, a pop-up to Arroyo, and she just dropped it on the infield. Otherwise, really, the ball has not been hit hard against her at all today. 6 strikeouts. Lots of soft hit balls other than the 3 hits. And even so, Pecor and Bagot's hits were relatively hard. Garcia just kind of looped one out there and got away with it. It was a 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and a big cut from Nicole Murrow. Struck out her only at bat of the ball game. Now waits on the 2-2. Laura's delivery misses up in the zone. And Carrillo going to call a timeout and run out and talk to her pitcher here. So this ball popped up out of play. And we'll reset and do it again. If you're interested and you're a COC fan, the Cougars leading 2-0 out at baseball as well in the top half of the 5th inning against LA Mission College. Got their 2 runs in the 3rd. As Jaden Steinhurst and Angelo Allman each with solo home runs today, is another strikeout of Murrow for Laura. 1 away, 7 strikeouts in the ball game for Lena Laura. She faces Haley Neal now. Neal first pitch swinging. Hits it just down the right field line, and it's a base hit. Didn't hit it hard, hit it just to the right spot. A little looping 1-out single, and the Cougars with a base runner here. Take him any way you can get him if you're COC. We were talking about Helena Laura earlier. Against College of the Canyons, went 5 1/3. In that game. So here's Ryan Shepard standing back in with a runner on and 1 away. Hits this one on the ground towards short. Scooped by Centeno to second, but it gets away from Arroyo out into right field. And the Cougars will put 2 on. Second error of the ball game on Antelope Valley here. And it's not as though Laura has not done her job. Struck out 9 the last time she saw COC. Didn't give up any runs, didn't give up any hits in that 5 1/3. And she has kept soft contact. The Cougars have just capitalized on their very minimal opportunities, and right now have another one with 2 outs, or 2 on and 1 out after the error. That in this instance going to be charged to the shortstop. And Centeno Centeno, 12 errors now on the year. So 2 outs. Antelope Valley has Annalise Wagner up in the bullpen area getting loose. Cougars are going to run for Haley Neal here. As Nyla Beba, the flex, going to come in to run. So John Wismath opting for a little bit more speed as Beba runs a little bit better than Neal. Beba 4 of 5 on the bases this year. 1 out, 2 on. Alexia Mejia shows bunt, pops it up. And Carrillo just couldn't come away with it. Got to make sure you get this on the ground if you're Mejia here. See if the play is still on here for John Wismath as you kind of tipped your hand a little bit. Corners in, Hernandez and Williams. You can see him on your screen. Mejia takes a called strike that time. And it's 0-2. Looked like a good pitch to bunt as well, down in the zone where she could get a contact on it. Instead now with 2 strikes. She'll have to work a count. Gets it back to 1-2. That's a hard skill to have. It's, in baseball, been very lost, the art of bunting. Softball, not so much, but still very hard against just the speed of the ball coming at you from the circle. And the angle as well. It's always easier to bunt a ball middle down. In softball, it's kind of the opposite in baseball. Easier to bunt a ball that's middle of the plate and up, but not up too high. Is down on strikes is Mejia. 8 strikeouts on the day now for Laura. I think really just middle of the plate and down in softball is kind of just due to the fact that the pace of the ball and the illusion of it rising. Is this one lifted in the air on the first pitch by Petretti out into left center field and crashing into one another were Quezada and Zinn. They lose the ball. 2 runs come in to score. And the Cougars add a couple more on another miscue in the outfield by Antelope Valley as Petretti reaches once again. And so the Cougars able to cash in 2. As Beba and Shepard both score. And they're going to check on both Quezada and Zinn, who crashed into one another. Both were able to get up, hop up, and be okay. But I think more just precaution than anything else. And it's going to be an error. It's the only way you can score it. As it was a playable fly ball, the Cougars catch a break. Now with a 4-0 lead here in the 5th. Put Jago, the athletic trainer, out to check on both players, make sure everybody's okay. Cougars now with a 4-0 lead as they get 2 off the collision, which results in the error between Zinn and Quezada. I couldn't tell who got their glove on it. Unfortunately, that's going to be the player that gets charged, and it's going to be charged to Zinn. 2 runs batted in for Petretti, though. 4-0 COC, and Paige Pecor comes to the plate, lifts this one in the air off the right side, out of play. So now you've spotted Murrow, who's been very solid today, 2 more runs. Not anything really hit hard today off Laura, other than, like we said, the Pecor hit back in the 1st and the Bagot line drive single in the 4th. Otherwise, everything's been soft contact. Haley Neals is a little looper. Garcia's as well. Pecor way ahead here, 3 balls and 1 strike. Just 1 walk on the day to go along with 8 strikeouts for Laura. She's just been snake bitten by the defense a little bit. 3 errors in the ballgame on Antelope Valley. 2 of them in this inning. That's extended the inning. 3-1 pitch to Pecor. In for a called strike at the knees. Might have looked a little lower than that from the camera angle, but they'll call it a strike nonetheless. 3-2 with 2 away. Petretti at second base. Cougars trying to add more. And they call strike 3 on a pitch on the inner half. And that'll end the inning. 9 strikeouts in the ballgame for Laura. But she's bitten by the defense this time in this 5th inning, as 2 errors lead to 2 Cougar runs. We go to the 6th inning, 4-0 College of the Canyons. Miramontes, Williams, and Centeno, the scheduled hitters for Antelope Valley. This looks like Antelope Valley gonna lift Miramontes here. And they'll opt for Rebecca Sanchez, who's hitting 180 on the year, 11 hits and 61 at bats. Will hit for Miramontes here in the 6th. So first at bat today for Sanchez. So it'll be Sanchez, Williams, and Centeno. As Murrow working into the 6th again. 5th time in the last 7 games she's worked 5 or more. Called strike there, makes it 1-1. And as again, much like Laura has been very solid today, 4 walks to go along with 3 strikeouts. Just 1 hit allowed. And it was soft contact. It was a little looping single from Jolene Miramontes. So Murrow has looked maybe her best of the year here so far today. So we wait on a 1-2 pitch. Delivery popped up just on the infield. It'll land in front of Murrow, who will pick it up and toss it calmly to first for the first out. So 1 away, and Jada Williams coming to the plate. Williams walked twice, but has been stranded twice. It was a 2-out walk in the 2nd. It was a 1-out walk in the 4th to put 2 on. Murrow just has not figured out how to pitch to her successfully so far. So no qualified at bats, but a couple of walks. So that time Murrow comes with a fastball right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. 1-1. Cougars picking up 2 runs in the 5th off an error in center field when Kylie Zinn and Angelina Quezada crashed into one another on a fly ball that should have ended the inning. And that went off of Zinn's glove, so it was credited as an error to the left fielder. And 2 more runs came home. 3-1 here to Williams, and again, Murrow, for some reason against the lefty, and Jada Williams just has not been able to solve the strike zone. Well behind here, the 3-1, this time lifted in the air out to left. And Lily Bagot, out there, able to make the play fighting the sun for the second out. So for the first time today, Williams retired. 2 up, 2 down. Emily Centeno coming to the plate. They're going to pinch hit for her as well. I think it's Dana Roberts, but unsure because she's wearing 28 and is listed as 18 on the roster, so we'll oh, it's 23. There we go. And now we've got it. So it's Heaven Chavria. The hair was throwing me off as it was covering the 3. Made it look like an 8. And Chavria, first pitch swinging, pops it up on the infield. Murrow and Picor crash into one another, but softly. Murrow makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. The Cougars clinging to now a 4-run lead. Trying to add some more here in the 6th inning against Antelope Valley when we come back. Gigi Garcia followed by Lily Bagot and Lexi Angulo, the scheduled hitters for College of the Canyons. Garcia, an RBI single in the first, 1 for 2 today. As Garcia able to work a walk. So leadoff runner aboard for the first time today, or the second time today actually for COC. There's actually a pitching change as well. Annalise Wagner into pitch. So first walk of the day issued by Wagner. Wagner this season 0-2, 5.74 ERA in what is now 17 appearances, including today. It's pitched in 50 innings, given up 71 hits, walked 26, struck out 34. And she faces Baggett. First pitch misses inside. So a new pitcher in there for Antelope Valley in Wagner. And Garcia has a stolen base. As Lily just lets her do her thing. So we talked about the Cougars running and running a lot, and Antelope Valley's inability to throw runners out. 26 stolen base against in 28 attempts for the Marauders. For the Cougars, their 85th steal on the year. They are one of the best stolen base teams in the state of California this season. It's been a lot of running for John Wismath's squad. It's a 2-2 count here to Baggett. Cougars second in the state in stolen bases coming into the game today with those 84. As Baggett pops this one up out to right center field. Garcia was tagging but not going anywhere. Catch was made by the center fielder Quezada. One away here in the sixth. Lexi Angulo coming to the plate. Cougars do have the ability right now, if you put up a 4-run inning, to walk the game off in the sixth. You like to get any runs you can add on here. Angulo takes a called strike. So that is out there right now. Has an 8-run lead after 5 innings, puts the game in the books. Cougars could get it done, potentially. With one away here and a runner in scoring position, they need to pick up 4 runs as Angulo hits this one out to left. Good catch made by Zinn, and that's the second out of the inning. So after leadoff walk to Garcia, Baggett and Angulo fly out. Nicole Murrow, who's struck out twice, scheduled to hit.
Nope, he's not it.
I think John Wismath gonna opt for a pinch hitter here, as it's Kate Garcia that pops her head out of the dugout. The Cougars with a solid outing without Garcia in the lineup today, although they haven't hit the ball excessively hard today. But you'll pinch hit for Murrow, who's only got 8 hits on the season, with your season hit leader, or one of your 2 season hit leaders in Kate Garcia, who's also your RBI leader with 24 and a chance to try and drive one in and give you just that much more of a cushion. First pitch to Garcia, in for a strike. Kate Garcia, 486 on the year, 34 hits and 70 at-bats with 7 doubles, 6 triples, 3 home runs, 24 RBIs, a ridiculous OPS of 1.452. She swings and misses at that one. A slugging percentage of .886 this season. She only struck out 8 times. She's only walked 8 times. She's been hit by 5 pitches. She's had a heck of a freshman campaign for COC this year. And she's down on 3 pitches. Good pitch from Wagner. Or sorry, a sophomore campaign for Garcia. Doesn't even get a real good cut in there. She's down on 3 pitches. Wagner sets her down. We go to the 7th inning. Canyons with a 4-0 lead over Antelope Valley here after 6 full.
Those Jimmy Choos, those red wings, I love the way you.
So pinch hitter here in the the seventh for Denise Carrillo. It's going to be Bella Escobar coming in. Escobar, 294 hitter on the season, as Murrow re-entered for COC, as we expected. Facing Escobar for the first time today and is behind in the count 2-0. Escobar, as we said, 294 hitter. Her 15th game of the year, 5 for 17 with a double. Trying to get something started here in the seventh for Antelope Valley, and Murrow way behind, 3-0. A little bit of nerves maybe settling in, trying to go for the full amount, which she's done multiple times this year. Not like this is a new phenomenon for Nicole Murrow, as it's a straight 4-pitch walk. Not the start you want here. As Carrillo on. Fifth walk. John Wismath out to discuss something with the home plate umpire, not sure. And another pinch hitter here, Quezada out. Gianna Mencia trying to get something going here, takes a strike with a runner on. So pinch hitters coming off the bench for Antelope Valley. That one misses up. For Murrow this year, she went 7 innings against Bakersfield, 7 innings against Cuesta, 7 innings against Chaffee, and 7 innings against Folsom Lake. But had given up runs in every one of those games. This is the first time she's had the opportunity to go 7 and really pitch as solidly as she has today. Working around 5 walks. There's 2 strikes here. This ball lined down the left field line, foul. Was just over the head of Paige Picor. As Mencia would have had extra bases there. So Antelope Valley at least trying to break the shutout. The Marauders came from behind to win the last time these two teams played. So stay at 2-ball, 2-strike count here to Mencia with nobody out. Mencia 297 on the year. 11 for 37 as she pops this one up out of play, foul. So this one popped up Picor standing right under it makes the catch, one away. So two outs away from another win for COC. One down here in the 7th. Natalia Hernandez coming up. 0 for 3 today. Popped up, grounded out, grounded into a fielder's choice. Murrow working on a one-hitter with a runner on right now. Only hit came to Jolene Miramontes back in the 4th. So we said she's walked 5, so it's not as though she's been without trouble on the bases and has worked around it every time. As that one fouled back to the screen, evens the count at 1-1. Creditor 3 strikeouts on the day. It's pitched around traffic, pitched around trouble. As twice today, Antelope Valley has had 2 on with less than 2 outs. They've had 2 on 3 times today and not been able to cash anything in. The Cougars still leading 4-0. This one fouled up the left field line. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count here to Hernandez. Murrow with so far her best outing of the year, trying to finish it off. Now there's a discussion about the ball. And they appear to throw that ball out. Maybe a ball that had a cut in it. Just already so hard to hit a softball, make it even tougher. Good pitch from Murrow, sets down Hernandez on strikes. And the Cougars 1 out away here. Murrow 1 out away from finishing off a one-hitter. 4th strikeout of the ball game. It's Natasha Arroyo with 2 away. Arroyo 0 for 3, struck out and reached base in the 5th on a pass ball. This one gets away from Gigi Garcia again. And now a runner in scoring position. Another passed ball on Garcia. As Escobar moves up to second base, but get the hitter at the plate if you're Nicole Murrow and get the Cougars their 12th win of the year and their 4th in conference play, trying to stay pace with the top in the WSC-South. That one in for a called strike. Good pitch from Murrow. You look for COC. Antelope Valley and the Cougars tied at 3-3. Mission 5-0 right now, running away with it. But you can get yourself a 4th win. Get yourself a win behind them, even though they've played 2 less games than you after this one. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. Win also evens the season series with Antelope Valley. Puts you a win ahead of them as well. Vaults you up into a tie for 2nd place right now. 2 balls and 1 strike to count. This one hit in the air to the first base side, and that'll do it. A 1-hit shutout for Nicole Murrow. As Angulo puts away the final out of the ball game, Murrow goes the full 7, gives up just 1 hit, no runs, struck out 4, walked 5 as she picks up the complete game 1-hit victory for COC. As the Cougars improve to 12-5 on the year. For Murrow, she picks up the win. It'll be her 6th of the year, makes her 6-9. Laura gets the loss and falls to 3-8 on the year. For Antelope Valley, no runs on 1 hit, 3 errors, and the Marauders left 8 on base. For the Cougars, 4 runs on just 4 hits in the ball game, 2 errors and 4 left on base. But for Murrow, she gets the complete game, one-hit shutout victory, her best performance of the year. The game a fast one. As it's a 1 hour and 43-minute ball game for the Cougars' 12th victory of the year. Antelope Valley falls to 12-14-1. More importantly, the Cougars at 4-3 in WSC-South play move themselves up into right now a stronghold on second place, waiting on the outcome of Citrus games this week as they're 3-2 on the season. The Cougars now 4-3 in second place, a win behind leading LA Mission College. A nice game for Nicole Murrow, as we said, a one-hit complete game shutout for her as the Cougars get the win. That'll do it for us here. We'll hope to see you on Thursday for baseball. LA Mission in town to take on COC over on Mike Gillespie Field. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, everybody.